What's up, you guys? So recently I posted a short video clip asking my subscribers if they had any video topics that they would like for me to speak on for Motivational Monday. And I had quite a few requests. Each person that left a request left some very great topics that I would like to speak on. So what I'll try to do is go down the list in order. So the topic for today for Motivational Monday, it was requested by Miss Chocolate Star. She's been a subscriber of mine and I've been a subscriber of hers since I first started my channel. And her request was about making time for yourself even though everyone depends on you for everything. I can relate to you so much on your request. Alright, and I'm glad this topic is coming up just for the simple fact of I love speaking on topics that, most people would usually have a different insight on versus what I think about. And a lot of what I think today is a result of learning myself and trying to understand myself and what works for me and how I can treat myself in order to benefit the world around me. And one of the things is, from the time I was a little girl, I have always been that one friend, that one relative who people gravitated to. I guess it was a good thing because I've always naturally been an encourager. Now, on the flip side, it can become a pain when you realize that almost everyone depends on you. No matter what, you seem like you never have time for yourself. Now, one of the things about me is I'm an empath. I make your problems become my own. For years, I never could understand why if someone came to me hurting or in need or whatever, I jumped right on it. And not only did I jump right on it, I didn't know how to draw the line between helping others and running myself raggedy. I've always been a firm believer of just giving, but I forgot about the part about taking care of self. And I overwhelmed myself with other people's problems. It was always so hard for me to just say no, period. And I just feel like sometimes we just have to get to a point to where we're able to just say no, period. No, I'm sorry, I can't. We gotta try to find an excuse as to why we can't do this or why we can't do that. Oh my goodness. When I found that I was stressed out and I had hardly anyone, and depending on certain situations, no one to turn to, you begin to wake up. And you start seeing that if self is deteriorating, how can you help anyone else around you? Recently, I saw a quote, maybe a couple months back, and it said, if I were to ask you all of the people you love, how long would it take before you name yourself? There was a time in my life where I thought it was wrong to love yourself. I literally thought, it's a sin to love yourself. You cannot love yourself. It's okay. It's okay for you to say no. Sometimes. It's okay for you to say no without an explanation behind it. When I didn't want to do something or I really couldn't do something, I always had to think of some kind of excuse to give them because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But when you do it for the first time, especially when you find yourself in a very neglected situation, to where it just seems like nobody cares about your feelings and nobody cares about what you're going through, but yet they want you to keep giving. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say to yourself, hey self, are you being pushed to your limits? And back off. How do you find time for yourself? Set that time for yourself. And don't back out. And just as well as I love others around me and I try to be there for others, sometimes I have to take that step back and say, I love Tiffany. I love T. I have to look in my mirror and say, I love you, girl. Come on, let's go do something. Whether you want to go get your nails painted, whatever. Just go to the park and read, go walking, do your makeup, whatever T feels like doing to make herself feel good or to, heighten herself. That's what I do. And there's nothing wrong with that. True enough, we all are here to benefit one another, but do not forget about self. And one of the phrases that I've always quoted is, someone has to live to tell the story. If you're breaking your back for everyone else, if you're torn down, broken down physically, emotionally, and mentally, again, like I said in a previous video, don't judge a situation unless you know that person and where they come from and how they come from it. Because to a selfish person, someone who has always been selfish, of course this will be horrible advice for them. Horrible. But this request is coming from someone who knows the struggle of being an encourager, who knows the struggle of always having to give, but never having time for yourself. So I'm only encouraging people who are in that predicament, people who go through that. That's what my encouragement is to you. See, a lot of times people forget about the encourager. And honestly, I can't just blame people who seek encouragement from you, because I don't know if we do it to ourselves or what. You know, not everybody has a heart to use or not be there for people. But I do believe that sometimes we come off as these strong knight in shining armors that a lot of times people think that we are kind of superhuman when it comes down to our emotions. So that's my video. I hope that it's helpful for you, and I hope it's helpful for whoever's watching. Thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys be blessed. Be there for others, but never leave yourself behind.